Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard me say that I have seen the hand of God. Doesn't make me special, but it makes me obligated to God, a spirit that I can't see, I can't touch, I can't feel, but the evidence thereof is here. And as that evidence is here, the fact that I have a commitment to that God can only be expressed to that God by a commitment to you as God's representative. There are those who truly believe in God and don't know what to do or how to act because they have no true understanding of God. They are being taught by people who have no true understanding of God. God's way is the way for life and peace and prosperity and happiness in life. But there are others who have tried to set God aside and make available to the people a wherewithal that they might be able to access all of the good things of life that they might desire without trusting in God, without doing things God's way. And they have instituted money as the source of that. They don't institute money as God, but as a tool to represent themselves as God over the population. The problem with that is God brings peace and prosperity and happiness for everyone without lying, cheating, stealing, and killing, and crime and violence. Their way, instituting money as the source for all of those things that you want, brings about poverty, brings about crime and lying and cheating and stealing and terrorizing and war. It is the reason why there's no peace anywhere. It is the reason that you have the problems between Palestinians and the Israelis. It is the reason all of the wars and terrorism and confusion going on in the Middle East, in America, in South America, in Middle America. It is the reason, my friends, that we have Trump and North Korea going through the problems that they are going through. It is the reason the U.S. is not getting along with Russia. It is the reason, all of it is the reasons that men are trying to play God and using money as a tool to manipulate. Whereas God gives you the pleasure of doing what it is that you were created to do, and by so doing, you are playing a part in the process of establishing all of the goods, all of the service that you could ever desire, want, or need. And it doesn't bring you anything but peace, prosperity, and happiness in life. The way to do that is to not divide people between people, racism, bigotry, hatred, but that each man becomes his brother's keeper. That we as human beings look after one another by contributing our part in the process of life. All we got to do is contribute our part. And we don't have to bow down to anyone. You don't have to bow down to another nation. You don't have to bow down to a race. You don't have to bow down to laws that are designed because all of the hell is created by men trying to do God's thing without God. And so it is my duty, it is my responsibility to tell you these things. Usually, though, people who got money can access the things, the resources that they desire. People who got money can pay the bills. They can have the nice homes. They can have people work for them and keep their houses looking good, keep their yards looking good, fly all across the world if they so desire, buy anything they want to buy. Those are the people who got money. But one of the other situations that come from this man-made system is poverty. And in that situation, you don't have the money to keep your houses built up. Your houses run down. You don't have the money to keep your cars running good. You have oil and stuff dripping all in the yard, tires flat and bald. You don't have the money to travel to class reunions or family reunions, or even money to go to college. You don't have money to do all of those other things that money allows you to do. And so the world puts before you God and money. The real God, treating people like you want to be treated, or money. Those who put money before you are trying to sway you away from treating people right. And so, in order for me to be able to dictate what I've been given, is to put myself in the position of those who don't have money. I know the pain and suffering of those who don't have money. And I also know why I don't have money. I don't have money because I've been robbed by the systems that exist. All of you who don't have money is because you have been robbed by the systems that exist. Now, preachers and stuff are telling you to give them a seed. Give them the little money that you do have and pray. And God is going to bless you. Have you gotten blessed yet? Well, 83% of the American population supposedly is connected with God. That means if you knew the truth, if you walked according to the truth, we could change this nation around and make it a nation of God. We could change this nation around and make it as heavenly, whereby not only the rich can do the things that they want to do, but everybody else as well can do the things that they want to do. It is my mission to come before you and to share that fact with you. Now, I realize that laws and all kinds of regulations have been set to keep you bound. They have police, they have the military, they have the justices, they have the courts, everything to keep you in line with the way the system has been set up. I still have to stand before you, ladies and gentlemen, and to tell you to trust God. To trust God. The moment you accept God in your life and you will begin to see things as they really are, you don't have to worry about those who got money and those who are playing the games. You will begin to have the peace in your own lives that they don't have. And if you're bold and daring enough to stand up for what is right, the peace and even more peace will come to you. And if we're doing this thing in numbers, we will have not only what we need, God will stand with us. God will fight our battles. God will defeat those men with money. That God will defeat those who are always starting wars, trying to take other things from other people that does not belong to them. God will defeat every enemy of truth. Let me say it again. God will defeat every enemy of truth. Now, I know you might be saying, where's the evidence? Look at it this way. Can man create this earth? Did man create it? And you know your answer is no. Did man create all of the resources in the earth that are used, my friends, to make available to you everything that is needed for your food, clothing, shelter, education, and healthcare? Did man play a role in the creating of these resources? The answer is no. Can man stop the rain, make the sun go away? Can man do that? The answer is no. Can man create animals, insects, human beings? They're working on it, but they haven't truly mastered it yet. Can man keep you from dying? Not yet. Can man make sure that you're going to be born healthy? Not yet. Well, all of these things God can do. And if God can do these wonderful things that man can't do, God can keep you. God can keep you alive, peaceful, and happy. You might ask, why doesn't God do it? And I will say to you, because a tree is known by the fruit it bears. A tree, my friends, known by the fruit it bears. And also you shall reap what you sow. And the seed that is planted determines what you're going to get. Now, here we are in the United States of America, where we have one of the most evil men ever to be born in the United States, I believe, in the White House. Everybody was told that the representatives put before you to represent you represented evil. And you went to the polls and voted for evil. Even those who didn't know any better, who say the Spirit of God is in them, didn't have the true spirit, because the true spirit would have kept you from doing that. But you did it anyway, and you voted for evil. So the things that are happening in America today and the impact that America is having on the rest of the world is nothing but evil. It can be nothing but evil. Why? Because America has turned its back on God. And so I'm here today to call America back to God, starting with the state of Minnesota, asking them to make me the next senator for 2018. That the message that I'm preaching to you today might be carried to Washington and to the constituencies of those that are in Washington. That we can begin to implement the true spirit of life, the true spirit of love, and put aside that which destroys, put aside that which divides, put aside that which leads to death, terrorism, and war. It doesn't make any sense for those Palestinians to be out there throwing rocks with slingshots, and the Israelis got bombs and planes and all of these kinds of things, and calling themselves God's chosen people. And you believe them. Why do you believe them? Because you hear it on TV. You hear the politicians telling you that. And why would they lie to you, you say? You don't know that they're out to destroy God and all of those of you that they don't need, and those of you that they do need, keep you bound. You don't know that. You think that people won't treat you that way. You believe that they won't treat you that way. But look what they did to the natives. Look what they did to African Americans. Look what they did to Iraq. Look what they did to Libya. Look at all of the crazy things they've done just to have their way, and say they won't do it to you. Say that they were doing it just trying to protect your freedoms. The freedom to that you can have your mail monitored, your internet monitored, your every going and coming monitored, and taken off the street and hidden, beaten, done anything with without ever being known about again. That's the kind of freedoms that you believe that they protected. No, my friends, I'm going to tell you something. There's no one that loves you but God. And the people don't love you either, because they allow the devil and evil to run rampant all across this nation. But if you write my name in, I promise to give everything I can to share the truth with you as often and as clearly as God has given to me. I will not be on the ballot. You'd have to write my name in, Eddie Marcus, 2016. And I want you to know this. What I'm telling you, the enemy of God doesn't like it. The enemy of God will hate what I'm saying. And if you listen to me, the enemy of God will try to kill me. But I'm telling you something that I have heard nobody in my lifetime, my 68 years. I've never heard anybody speak to you the way that I'm speaking to you today. So I'm confident that I have a true, direct connection in God's purpose for you. And until God says it's okay for somebody to take me out, they will not take me out. And God will not have and allow those to take me out unless you don't deserve what I'm saying to you. I want to thank you so very much for giving me this your time. Once again, I am Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate for God, that you might have peace and prosperity in your lives, in these bodies, on this earth, during these times. Thank you.